welcome to the Mitches podcast. Today I have Tracy Hamilton.
Hi.
How's it going, Tracy?
It's good. How are you?
Pretty good. We're in Christmas season.
We are.
Are you a Christmas person?
Yes, I do like Christmas. We do a very quiet, casual Christmas in my family, which I love. I go to my sister and my brother-in-law's house, me and my husband, and we just have Christmas, the four of us. And those are the only people I buy for is those three people. It's great.
That's amazing.
They also have like the perfect Christmas house.
Oh, do they have Ralph Lauren Christmas?
No, they're just like they're surrounded by nature and they're on like a deer nesting area.
Oh, shut up.
So every time you look out their window, there's like deer prancing by. It's especially good if there's snow, which it looks like there isn't going to be this year, which is disappointing. But
you need a kind of like little dusting of snow.
Totally, yeah. The deer in the snow is like magical. Yeah, it's so good.
It's actually crazy where we have it, like especially for southwestern Ontario, because I feel like you need it to be like 2 weeks into January.
Yes.
To get a proper snowy.
Yeah, my husband's from Australia and he was really disappointed when he moved here and realized that we don't really get proper snow until January and that it's not often a white Christmas.
I feel like everyone who moves to Canada thinks they're moving somewhere else.
Yes.
Like a lot of people think they're moving to the Rockies, which is...
Yes. They think they're moving to the Rockies or like the Yukon.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's kind of like... It's like America, but like shit. Sorry, maybe that's too
far. My husband jokes that it's just really brown.
Yeah.
Like the trees lose all their leaves and the ground is just brown and there's no snow and it's just really brown. And all of our animals are brown and all of our birds are brown. Which like he's from Australia where like they don't have fuzzy little critters running around like squirrels and
they just have like things that want to kill you.
They have lizards and birds, and their birds are extremely colorful. Like every bird is some kind of fluorescent color.
Yeah.
So he came here and he was like, "Why are all your birds brown?"
What part of Australia is he from?
He's from Brisbane.
Is that?
They'll be on like the East Coast.
Okay. But is it? I guess what I mean is he from a seasonal part? Like, does he get?
Not really.
Fall?
No, they don't have a fall like we do here at all.
Have you visited Australia?
Yes, only once so far.
What's your take?
It was cool. I liked it. I mean, we didn't see a lot of Australia. Like this visit that we did, we were just in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And we were there for 2 weeks, which next time I think we would do longer. And maybe go to another part too so that I can see more of it. But I had a great time. Yeah.
I feel like I want to, it sounds like an amazing trip, but it's like such a endeavor to get there.
It is insane. The flight is like 22 to 24 hours all in. Although it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was really dreading the flight and thinking that it was going to be like the worst experience of my life. And it was actually not as bad as I thought.
Did you just like, what was your strategy?
I can't really sleep very well on planes. If I could, that would be it. It would be just I'd try to be asleep for as long as I could. I just marathoned movies.
Yeah.
I would just went in being like, okay, I'm going to have a movie marathon or I'm going to watch every episode of this show. Things like that. Yeah. And then just try to forget where I am.
I find like I can sleep on a plane coming home. And if I flew all the time, I could sleep on a plane. But, like, usually when I go on a trip, I haven't been on a plane for a year or more. I'm pretty nervous. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
It's BS.
I'm just so particular about sleeping in general. And, like, I'm so high maintenance when it comes to, like, having this exact pillow and all this stuff that I can't sleep outside of those circumstances.
How has it been traveling for comedy?
It really depends. I'm very critical of hotel pillows. That's for sure. And like... I want a really particular kind of pillow, and thankfully, most hotels default to my kind of pillow. I like a really squishy, moldable pillow.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to squish it up into sort of a small cylinder and put it under my neck.
Yeah.
But I bring a travel pillow with me, like one of those little neck ones.
Yeah.
Because my trick is that if I feel like I'm not getting enough support from, this is what an interesting story, but if a pillow isn't giving me enough support, I'll take a travel pillow and I'll turn it upside down so it's like a horseshoe shape, and then I'll just sleep like with my head in the circle. It looks really stupid, but it's really comfortable.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's my travel hack.
That's your travel hack. I love it. Have you traveled a lot for comedy?
A medium amount at this point. Yeah. Like Canada and the US. I haven't gone overseas yet. I would love to.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do stand-up in Australia, and I'd love to go to the UK for stand-up. I've been to London just to be, but...
For sure. What have you thought so far just like doing comedy in different places?
You know what? Honestly, everybody's kind of the same. Like, there's some stuff that is just kind of core to people, and it's really not that different. I would say maybe it's a different experience having come up in Toronto because we have such a large scene with so many different pockets and styles, and you know, every venue is kind of a totally different flavor of thing, that when you go to a city that's maybe a little bit of a smaller scene in comparison to somewhere like Toronto, it's a little more homogenous. Yeah. You know, where it's sort of like, this is sort of the style of this place, and it feels more like, oh, I'm just at one particular venue. Yeah. And now that I think about it, before I did comedy, I had a sense of like a comedy club, and I didn't know that like there would be all the different stuff that I found. Yeah. Once I started doing it. But you've been at it for how many years? 11 years. Okay. So do you feel like it's changed over time? Definitely, yes. I've seen like big changes and swings and evolutions within our community for sure. Better overall, or? Yeah, I think better overall. Like definitely better to be a woman in comedy now than it was 11 years ago. Yeah, that's changed a lot. Like I felt fortunate coming in because there has been just so many women like established, and then also just like, you know, if I'm at like a low end mic, it's a lot of newbies. There's other, just anywhere you go, there's other women. So you're never... Yes, where I feel like for the first year that I did stand-up, at least 70% of the time I was the only woman in the room. Gosh. Like, the only woman on the lineup. And, it was like, that was pretty common at that point. Yeah, and I can remember just like, I think when Sarah Silverman came out, it was such a weird thing that there was this like... She wasn't the same age as me, but she was like close in age, and I was like, and then it was just like there was just her, you know, like she was the girl, unless you wanted to like somebody who was much older, and it was like you couldn't have different kinds of girls. There was just there's just one girl, the girl, yeah, and that was like a genre, was like female. Yeah, yes, definitely. If there was one genre of comedy and it was male. Like, there was only one guy on every show, which guy would it be? Oh, I don't know. Because I think we need to build out this world more. You know what I mean? Like, we need to know more about, like, okay, what does the landscape look like? Because we need to have a box that we've put men in, and then it's whatever comic represents that box the closest. We need a full, like, fantasy novel. Yeah, exactly. Construct. Yeah, we're going to write a screenplay after this about this world. And the plight of this poor man. Yeah. Are you a reader? I am a reader, yeah. What's your genre? It changes. I used to be, just fiction. And lately I'm really into memoir. So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay. Right now. I had a big memoir phase now that I think about it. What have you been, whose memoirs? Any that stand out? Jeanette McCurdy's memoir is fantastic. I'm glad my mom died. Yes. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so full disclosure, I didn't read it, but I listened to a podcast where they described it. Yeah. So basically. So she was a child star. Yeah. Who had she was on the Disney Channel and stuff, like, she was co-stars with Ariana Grande, so they were kind of in the same world. Were you a fan of her? No. Okay. I would have been, like, not to date myself, but like I would have been a little too old for her shows when they were there's on. A lot of
these people where I'm like,
Yeah.
I know them because they're famous, but
But
too
also,
old for
I
their
was never really
properties.
tuned into like that programming
Nickelodeon.
that much anyway.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like some of that is just also living in Canada that
we
like,
weren't.
it only
target.
certain shows kind of cross over onto Canadian channels.
Yeah,
But yeah, didn't know her literally at all, and had only heard that this memoir
yeah,
was good, and loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. Another one that I loved. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on the author's name, so forgive me. I loved your book. In the Dream House. It's like it's a memoir about an abusive queer relationship, but it's each chapter, the two women, and each chapter is exploring a piece of that relationship through the lens of a different genre.
So does she change genres?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And it's all written in second person. So you blah, 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 blah. Instead of I went to the store, you go to the store.
Because no one writes second person.
You
it's
are
either
in the car.
first or
Yeah.
third. Second
So
person is so weird.
It is so weird, and it's so effective. It's so effective in this book.
So it's like you wake up and the sun is shining in your window. You think to yourself, like, I hope it's better written than that. But
it is. It's so good because it's also like exploring this tumultuous relationship. Like it really puts you in her shoes.
Yeah.
Because it's you experiencing this relationship and like the highs and lows of it, and it's so good.
That's so
really
incredible.
I feel terrible that I can't remember. the
No,
authors.
that's okay. Well, yeah, they might be mad though.
really
Because
good.
like, okay,
I loved it.
it's called In the Dream House.
In the Dream House.
I think that's enough. People are gonna Google
Watch,
it.
I've gotten
or
the
not.
title wrong.
And then it's like a thing with like ChatGPT trying to like guess the book.
Yeah, I'm just hallucinating right now.
But I think so I used to listen to Celebrity Memoir Book Club, which was like a podcast where they read a memoir and then talk about it. And it's like the thing that I realized, it's so hard to write a memoir because you're talking about your past, so you want to convey how you were in the past, but you don't want to like, you're also trying to reflect on it from here without rewriting the past so that it's your current self doing these things.
It's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And like, I love memoir as a genre and would love to. It would be a dream of mine to at some point write a memoir.
Yes.
I did do a Fringe show, like an autobiographical solo show that was sort of like within that genre last year, and it was so challenging because I'm trying to stay within who I am in that time frame without commenting with too much perspective of my current self, or like having to look at my own choices and justifying them without justifying them too much, like because you have to look at yourself almost as a character if you're going to put it into narrative, you know, like literary nonfiction. Yeah, you have to kind of figure out how to look at yourself as a character, which also means that you have to be totally get comfortable with looking at yourself and your flaws, because that's a really key part of creating a character. Is looking at what are this person's flaws, and then those flaws are going to be the thing that's driving most of the narrative, which is true when you look at your own life.
And the thing typically we do is we gloss over our flaws.
Yes.
It's the total instinct.
Yeah, you want to put a nice veneer on everything, or you want to seem more okay than you are, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very challenging.
And like, I think the whole thing with like why we do certain things is so hard because we want really definitive answers, and sometimes the way you make a choice is
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like even like you were thinking these things,
you defy logic, and
things,
you're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And what you believe that you should do isn't what you do some of the time. Like that is just human nature. So it's also challenging to try to figure out, like for my show, obviously, like it was a live show, so a little bit different than if I were to do it in written form.
So what was the show?
It was called I'm Actually Right About Everything, a bisexual love story. It was a show about relationships and learning to trust your gut. So it went through a bunch of different relationships that I've had in my life, and there was a voiceover of my gut that would interrupt me at various points in the stories to try to give me guidance or steer me in a direction. And if I listened to it, then things went better, and if I didn't, then things did not.
Was the tone of it like heavily comedic, or?
So, it really was a roller coaster, because when I set out to write the show, I wanted it to be a comedy. But in the writing of it, at least the first draft, I was like, put that out of your head for now. Like, don't worry about making it funny. You can punch it up later. Just make it honest and communicate the emotion of what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And so I did the first draft like that, and then I tried to punch it up. But by the time I had finished writing it, I was looking at it going like, whoops. Like, I don't think I wrote a comedy. I think this is a drama with some funny parts. And I was okay with that. And then when I started doing the show, it was like laugh, 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 laugh. Not to be like, it was hilarious. But the first time that I performed it, I was like, oh, okay, no, I did write a comedy.
Okay.
I think it just felt so vulnerable, and I felt so naked, doing it.
Yeah.
That I was like, well, surely this isn't a comedy. But it is that kind of classic thing of the deeper the cut that you make, the more people are going to relate to it. Yeah. And the more specific you get.
It's funny because there's certain things, like when I first said them on stage, I was like, I don't know if I can ever say this out loud. It's so intense. Then you get into it. You're just telling it as a comedy. And then sometimes people come up to you, and then you remember like, yeah, I've been saying this regularly, and it's fucked up.
Yes. I feel like that has happened to me my whole life, just in conversation. That I'm like, this funny anecdote, and people are like, whoa, wow, okay. Are you all right?
So I guess you were a funny kid.
Yes, I think yes. From my perspective, yes, I was a funny kid. I wasn't a like classic class clown kid. Like, I wasn't making other kids laugh, but I'd make teachers laugh. I think also, like, I think it mostly boils down to, like, the sense of humor that I was forming wasn't a child's sense of humor.
Yeah. And
so I had to kind of grow into it. Like, I think I was born 30.
There's something about you where I'm like, I know you were a small adult.
Yeah, I was a small adult. I have a memory of being in 5th grade and making a little club with a friend, and I had a piggy bank in our little clubhouse that I labeled union dues. and I said that like every meeting we had to put a little bit of money in there so that we could invest in things for the clubhouse. So, like,
oh yeah,
it's just like a weird little adult child. So it did make me like super relatable. And I was also like, when I was a kid, there wasn't children's television 24 hours a day. Like, you could, for some reason, only watch television as a child on Saturday mornings. Yeah. Or from 3 to 5 p.m.
And the shows, like, I watched Cheers and Golden Girls, like, in a bar and elderly.
Same. And, like, I was never an up early kid, especially on the weekends. I was, like, such an insomniac. I'd be up really late. So, and I had, like, nobody was monitoring what I was watching or how much television I was watching. So I was just, like, binging television from childhood. And, like, I think if you asked me when I was, like, 7 what I wanted to be when I grew up, I'd tell you Paul Reiser.
Which one's Paul
Reiser? From Mad About You.
Oh, my God.
or to be young and cool from Stranger Things. Oh. But, yeah, I was watching, like, a lot of Frasier, Mad About You, Seinfeld.
Even, like, Mad About You was kind of like a serious show for
because it was just about an adult relationship.
There was no cute
like a marriage.
Kids. There wasn't like a wacky.
It wasn't wacky. But yeah, I just had a very like adult 30-year-old sense of humor.
I love
so
that.
Like other kids did not think I was funny. I would say things that I thought were really funny, but
people were missing it.
Totally missed.
You have a little joke book that's just like all the jokes you guys missed.
That's right. Yeah, I think I bombed for the first like 16 years of my life.
I know, like, also, like, I know every comic tells stories, but I feel like you're heavily, like, a storyteller.
I think my comedy at least is definitely has moved in that direction. It wasn't always like that, but
Okay.
I think when people ask me, like, oh, what kind of comedy do you do? I tend to say sort of personal storytelling.
Yeah. Does storytelling have a life, like, does that have a, do you have that in parts of your life other than comedy? Like, were you a
I think yes.
journaler?
I was never good at keeping a journal, mostly because I could not journal without imagining somebody reading it. And that made me censor myself so heavily that I didn't keep them. I wish so badly now, especially now, like as a comedian and looking back on memories and writing Fringe shows and stuff like that, like, oh, I wish I was keeping a journal.
Yeah.
That would make things so much easier. But I was always a storyteller. And, like, I think they called me a storyteller on my, like, kindergarten report card.
Oh, wow.
Like, Tracy is an avid storyteller and loves, like, I don't know what kind of stories I was telling when I was 5, but that's on my kindergarten report card.
Spilling family drama.
Oh, and there's so much to spill.
Are your parents still around?
Yes. Yeah. They're, not together, but they're still around.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not invited to Christmas?
No, they are. They just don't attend. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. There's no bad blood there or anything. Like, everybody's fine. They've just politely declined the invitation for like 11 years in a row.
Whereabouts did you grow up?
I grew up in Markham, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not far from Toronto,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, like 40 minutes.
its own boring little space.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, kill me just thinking about it. Yeah, extremely boring. And like, yeah, I grew up in sort of like Markham, Unionville area, which is also like a very affluent area. And I was like the one poor kid in Markham.
Oh shit.
So it was a very different experience of growing up in Markham than maybe other Markham kids would have had. Yeah, because they're like, everybody else had money in a nice house, and I lived in a basement apartment with a mouse problem.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was all right. It made me a comedian, so.
Yeah, it's interesting, like poor amongst poor versus poor amongst rich.
Very different vibe. Very different vibe, yes. And like pros and cons to both. Like I've thought a lot about that over the years.
Because there's like I think a privilege about just like being around affluent people.
Absolutely.
You're more likely to like rise up.
Yes, and you're pushed in a different way, I think, because you are sort of vicariously getting the expectations that those kids have.
Yeah. But then
like,
it like makes you an outsider young.
Yes, definitely. Which I mean, like, honestly, with the personality that I had as a child, like, I think I was going to be an outsider wherever I was. Yeah. Like, I don't think that was going to be any different. So I think that was going to happen no matter what. But it made me maybe a more introverted kid than I would have been otherwise.
Yeah.
Which is okay. Like, and I think I was a big imagination kid, and being sort of isolated a little bit encouraged me to keep my imagination, because I wanted, like, if I'm just going to be in my own head, I'd want that to be an interesting place to be. Yeah.
I was thinking about this recently because, like, I was thinking about me and my sister when we were kids, and, like, I thought she was boring to play with because she would want to, first of all, play sports or, like, draw.
Is your sister older or younger?
1 year older. So we
Very
shared
close.
a room, right? So we were always together, but we didn't like the same stuff. And I think I didn't realize, like, because I only wanted to play make-believe. Like, that was, I think my favorite toy was just imagining shit.
Yeah.
And that was how I made friends with other kids, was if you were one of those kids.
Yeah, I think I was the kid who, like, wanted to play imagination games past the point where the other kids were like, you still play imagination games? It's so weird.
I definitely remember a phase where I still played with my Barbies, but I had the social skills to keep that to myself.
I think that a lot of us had that. I think a lot of us were secretly playing with our dolls and just
then,
not sharing that.
And then I think it was around, like, that age, like, I want to say around 10 years old, that I started doing acting classes, which when you're a kid, it's just improv, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like you found a way to play imagination, but it doesn't count.
Absolutely. I love that about like taking improv classes as an adult. It was like, oh, I just go somewhere and play for 3 hours. That's so cool.
Do you do a lot of improv?
No, I've done a lot of improv classes, but I'm too afraid to do it in public and in front of people. Also, I think I think what I love about an improv class is I love being coached and given direction.
Oh.
I love being told specifically how to get better at something. And so in an improv class, you have your teacher who's coaching you and will kind of debrief with you after every scene, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that. I like feedback.
I want to say the only people that I don't mind feedback from are improvers.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a big problem with criticism, but I don't like it. And I don't think anyone does. But I find within the context of improv, it's good criticism. It's very helpful. And then when I've had improv friends like read my writing to give me feedback, they are so good at it. Yes. Whereas like people who are just writers will like hurt my soul a little.
Yeah, I think there's also something for me about I am open to feedback at something that I don't feel good at yet. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Where improv isn't my world.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm in comedy, but I'm not in improv. And so I'm much more open to feedback from people with experience.
That's actually...
in that, and it hurts less.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, well, I'm new. Like, I'm just in a class. So
yeah, that's insightful, because I've been more sensitive lately when people tell me anything about comedy. But sometimes it's people where I've always gotten advice for them. But I think the point is
it
like
might be
I've
that you're
hit
in
3 years and now I'm like, shut up, I'm a pro.
Yeah, exactly. You're more anchored in your identity of being good at this now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You are my new therapist. So you recorded your stand-up album.
I did.
Was that last year?
Year before. It would have been January 2024 that I recorded it, and then it came out in June of 2024.
How long between when you recorded it and when it came out?
Like 6 months.
Okay.
Which isn't a terrible turnaround time.
Is that the standard?
Yeah, everything takes longer than you think that it's going to.
Okay. Yeah, I never even thought, like, I'm very far away from doing this process, but obviously curious about it.
Which is great.
So how did you know you were even ready to record an album?
I think, like, so I recorded mine, how long would I have been doing stand-up at that point? Like 8 years. So I probably could have done it earlier than that. Like, I probably could have done it at like 6 years and that would have been fine. But I hit 6 years like pandemic time.
Oh, shit.
You know? And I remember during the pandemic thinking, oh, I really wish that I'd recorded an album, because like, what if stand-up never comes back and there's no record that I've ever done this except for one mediocre 5-minute tape at Absolute? Like, what,
yeah.
what if that's the only evidence that I was ever here?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So coming out of the pandemic, I was like, I want to make things.
Yeah.
I want to have made stuff and have, like, you know, things to show people that I was here. So I kind of looked back at, because I took a break over the pandemic. So coming out of it, I looked back at like, what material did I have before the pandemic? What do I still like? And then reworking those jokes and sort of bringing them more up to speed with where I was at that point. And looking at those jokes after taking so much time off was extremely helpful, because I could see them with a clearer perspective and see like, oh, that I thought that joke was about this, but the premise is actually this. And so that means that the ending is actually this, and like coming up with, you know, ideas that I hadn't had before, or finishing jokes that had always been half finished. So the album ended up being sort of half that and then half the material that I'd written post-pandemic. So it's kind of a blending of those.
Was there, when you put it all together for the full hour, did you have to change stuff to make it work, or did it just
not really
kind of
it did kind of work, but I think it helped that I had the album in mind as I was writing. And so I think that helped. And I tend to write my jokes, or at least deliver my jokes, with a kind of flow between them, like a logic that follows, mostly because that helps me remember where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I remember the order that I'm going to tell these jokes in, is because they make logical sense one after the other.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of, as I was building out the material, it kind of naturally took shape that way.
Okay. Nice. And the album is called Human Person.
It is, yes.
Okay. In case people didn't know. I really like the cover art.
Thank you so much.
You're kind of like a little doll on it, like an old-timey
I had such a
doll.
specific vision for it, and I'm so happy with how it came together. The photo shoot was done with dolly shots photography. Highly recommend book dolly shots. And she does mostly
do photo shoots that look like dolls?
No, so she's mostly like a boudoir and like pinup photographer.
Oh.
And I loved her stuff so much, and it was so I could so see the vision that I had working with her style and with her set, because she's got, like standard sets that she uses. So she did the photography, and then my good friend Ann Duras did the graphic design for the cover art, and it just came together so exactly
I wanted so much. And it, like, when you see like the visual of it and the name and then the album, like they all tie together. And like with this kind of thing, when we were talking about how you were when you were little, it's like a person, but like one that is a little bit
a little odd and a little not quite a person.
There's an uncanny valley kind of like,
and a kind of trying to convince me person. I am person. I am.
So I guess that kind of concept, like it found you easily.
Yeah, and I'd had it like like my bio on everything for a really long time. I'd been like comedian, writer, human person, and putting together that album, I was just like, I think human person is the title of this album. Also, I don't know. Right now, I have in mind what I want my next one to be called. I won't share it. I'll share it with you off mic.
Yeah. But I'm interested more in like the process than like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's different for everybody. Like a lot of people will take a line or a something sticky from the album itself, like a phrase from a joke or something, and do it as a title. And I love that in theory, and that just isn't how I've done mine.
Yeah.
There were some that I played with. Like I kind of had a short list when I was doing the first album of different ones, and some of them were lines taken from my jokes, but I just loved human person the most. And so I think just, the heart wants what it wants, and when you know.
Yeah. I think it's interesting the way things come together thematically, and then like that ties into like how we title things. Like sometimes I'll confuse people and they'll think I want to have a kid because I just really like baby names, and I'm like, no, I like the process of naming.
Do you do that as a bit? Because that's really funny.
I should.
Really, really funny. Yeah, that you're passionate about naming things.
It's one of those things that's like, I think new moms like bother people with like, because no one cares. But I'm like, no, sit beside me. I'll talk to you about it. Do you have weird hobbies?
You know what? I have like all the hobbies you'd think that I'd have. If you imagine like what hobbies would Tracy Hamilton have, that's probably what I do. I also I have ADHD, so I pick up and put down a lot of hobbies. So there are things that I have loved that I'm sure I'll come back to at some point, like baking. I love to bake.
I picture you with all the domestic hobbies.
Yes, I recently taken up embroidery. I'm learning the piano.
All the hobbies of like a 19th century woman.
Yeah.
Did you have a Jane Austen phase?
No, and actually, and this is controversial, I'm sure you've got a lot of Jane Austen fans in your listenership. Not a fan.
Oh, snap.
Not a fan.
What's your problem with her?
I just, and like I was an English major, so I had to read a lot of Jane Austen, and I just, forgive me, can't care enough about who the rich white girl marries. I just cannot get myself to care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't. I didn't fall in love with any of her main characters enough to care what happened to them.
Yeah.
I didn't care that she was at this ball and he was a little Kurt. And like I just don't care. And like I'm not a big historical fiction person anyway, but if like writers from that period, that like I love Charlotte Bronte, but it's just a different vibe. Like it's a little bit dark and a little bit grittier, and there's always something kind of weird and supernatural sort of lightly in the background.
They wrote near the same time.
Yeah, like in my head they did.
I think so too.
If you Google it, maybe they're many years apart.
I feel like they were very close in time, and it's almost crazy because the Brontes were. But then there's like this weird thing. Like, I think the region they lived in had problems with their water supply. So the, like, people there were dying really young and having, like, lots of illness. Whereas, yeah, it was definitely, like, a privileged situation.
Absolutely.
That one lady would be writing these, like, comedy of manners.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit, and, like, nothing wrong with this, but just a little fluffier than what I like.
Yeah.
In a novel. Like, I think I think I have all the hobbies you'd expect me to have, and then what I enjoy in media and literature is maybe not what.
Just heavier, maybe, and darker.
Yeah, I like things to be really heavy and dark, and like, yeah, gritty. I'm not a big like fantasy person. I like things that are very much rooted in
reality.
This world. Like, I don't want to read a book that has a map. Okay, I don't want a map. If you put a map at the beginning of my book, I'm not going to read that book. Okay, I don't want to be having to turn back to this map like every couple of pages to see where geographically they are. I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't want people on a quest. I just want to learn about the inside of people's heads.
Are you very into British literature or equally?
Equally so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I did really love Charles Dickens in the sort of like classical.
Yeah, but he's also
literature
another
kind of stuff, but
heavy.
Yeah, very heavy. The orphans. There's orphans.
Yeah.
There's so many orphans. People are covered in soot.
Okay, so but then also like when it comes to memoir, because one of the things that when you were saying memoir, I was thinking about all the comedians who've written a memoir. Like a lot of like these guys, like a lot of them are very light.
I have read many of these books and loved them.
But like, so say like Tina Fey's memoir, I guess she has that one traumatic thing in her childhood, but like, or like Amy Poehler, like a lot of them are.
I loved Amy Poehler's.
Yes.
I loved.
Okay, so you're not like, fuck these comedians, I don't.
No, not at all. And like, obviously, like I love comedy.
Yeah.
And there are novelists who write kind of lighter, fluffier work that I really love. Like I love Nick Hornby.
What's he written?
About a boy, High Fidelity.
Oh, okay.
I have read almost everything that he's written, and like they are, yeah. I mean, not like beach read, but
yeah, they're more.
But they're not like like
the gritty,
the suffering,
of
like it doesn't
selling records.
But
you just don't like super pampered rich people.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it goes back to the growing up in Markham thing. I'm just like I lived in your basement. So yeah, I don't know if I have like a resentment there that I just can't get into it. I think also like I always want to be learning something, and that is a big intention for me in anything that I'm reading. I want to be learning something.
Yeah.
And so I want to be like learning about a life that I haven't lived. I want to be, learning from comedians who are talking about their experience in this shared career. Like I want to be learning and coming away with something that I didn't have before.
Is there any one comedian you feel like indebted to?
Like personally or
Personally or like
beyond?
in terms of inspiration?
If not personally, Conan O'Brien, I would say.
Oh, I guess personally, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like
So-
in terms of like inspiration, if
Yeah.
there's like a like who do I credit with stuff, like Conan for sure. But it was always such an enormous fan of
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien. Oh yeah, and like I said, like I was an insomniac kid, so I was like staying up late to watch Conan.
Oh, yeah. I
And
guess
he
you
was
have to
so
be a late night
weird
person.
and silly in comparison to all of these more like straight-laced kind of late night hosts even.
Yeah.
Right? That he was so out of the box and strange, which I related to so much.
Would you describe him as a, like, how would you describe Conan? Like, silly or, he's not absurd.
He is sometimes. Like, yeah, he is sometimes absurd. Definitely silly. And there's an element of almost clown.
And he's very smart, but he's not
is, yes.
condescending or
Or
Like, you know,
when
like-
he is, it's like intentionally so.
like he's mad.
Like that's the joke. And I think also that I liked his style of self-deprecating humor, where it's almost more like he makes himself, like the joke is that he thinks he's really grandiose in a way that's obviously not the case. Like, it's hard for me to articulate what I mean here, but not him being like, but I'm so ugly. You know,
Yeah.
he'd be like, well, I'm very handsome. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like, I like that angle of self-deprecating humor a lot more.
Do you have a kinship with him because of the red hair?
No, because I wasn't always a redhead.
Oh, snap.
I know, I'm dropping hard truths on this podcast. Big reveals.
I'm undercovering shit, people. You look very authentic as a redhead.
Thank you. Many people believe it.
Did it seep into your personality and change you?
No, I think maybe the other way around. Maybe I always had a redhead personality, and
Amazing.
and so it found me.
And it's got to just go with your complexion, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
weird
I like
that it works.
my
this
background
well.
is Scottish and stuff.
Do you have
and-
redheads in the family?
No, actually, no. We've got a few blondes where I don't know where they came from, but no, we're all brunettes.
Were you ever
We're
blonde
brunettes.
as a little kid?
Not as a little kid. My sister was when she was little, and
Okay.
then it morphed.
Because I know, like, Joan from Mad Men is a blonde. So I always think if you work really well as a redhead that you're probably a blonde.
I made a terrible blonde. I have had my hair every color at some
Yeah.
point, and I have been blonde on 2 occasions for like a minute, and it was so bad.
Were you ever punk or like different colors?
Yeah,
of-
yeah, definitely, yeah.
You've had the blue hair and the.
Yeah, I was like the only kid at my high school who was doing that.
Oh, love
Yeah.
it when they're the only one.
I know. I went to the wrong high school. There was another high school in my city that was that high school.
Yeah.
But I was the only one. But yeah, all through high school I had blue hair, purple hair, pink
Were
bangs.
you friends with the kids from the other school?
Well, I went to an arts camp every year that kids from that school went to.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the camp was maybe 50% kids from that school and 50% kids from every other school in our school district. Because it was like a school board run camp that would
Okay.
happen for a week at the beginning of June. So it happened during the school year.
Was it all the arts?
Yeah.
And what was your main?
I kind of bounced around between them. I did a lot of writing classes at that camp. So like how it would work is you'd sign up for 3 classes that you would take every day, and 2 of them would be longer, like 2 hours, and then there would be one that's just 1 hour, and that would be your workshop. And the workshops would always be something silly, like finger painting or like, you know,
Yeah.
blowing bubbles. I don't know, it's like weird stuff. I tried songwriting classes several years.
Oh my God. Are you musical?
No, I love to sing, and I do play guitar, and I'm learning piano now. But I'm a terrible songwriter. I have no brain for original music. I'm just words. But I did a lot of like creative writing classes, like poetry and stuff like that at that camp.
I have no musical ability, so like when I think of people writing a song, it's like witchcraft. Like,
Totally. Well, yeah, I could do words. Like if somebody gave me a tune, maybe I could write words that go to the tune.
yeah.
But I have no brain for like, oh, it came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh no, that's the Macarena.
Yeah. But once
that's my favorite song. My favorite song.
I would almost believe anything that a person told me about how they write a song.
Totally, yeah, because it's absolutely not a skill that I have at all. Yeah.
Amazing. But so that's cool though that I guess that you had those writing classes.
I loved that, and I loved like writer's craft in grade 12 and stuff. I went through a big poetry phase.
Okay, yeah, I had the poetry.
I still write a
phase
little
too.
bit.
But you were private sort of, so you weren't like one of these more like confessional writers?
I was in those, I think. I like my style of poetry is kind of like prose poetry sort of stuff, and it is kind of storytelling but in poetry form.
Yeah.
I had some published, actually.
That's amazing. Do you still write poetry?
Sometimes.
I love it.
I think it's a very different muscle, and so like I have to kind of, I don't know, I can only when I'm having big feelings, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm having really big feelings, whether they're like really really positive or really sad or whatever, that's when I'm like, oh yeah, I could write a poem.
I remember one time we were at an open mic and one of the comics was on stage and somebody in the audience was like recognized. They were chatting and then he goes like, the audience guy was like, I know you from the poetry jam or something, and then the guy on stage got really embarrassed and then we all made fun of him. And I was like, this is crazy because one, we're adults, but also I think like 40% of this room has been at a fucking poetry jam.
Totally.
Like there's a lot of overlap.
There is a lot of overlap, and like especially because there is performance with certain styles of poetry and stuff too. Yeah, I think it's just like it's
like I want to say
writing just with a different muscle.
The toughest, coolest boyfriend I ever had participated. Like I went with him once to a slam poetry event, which is to say I don't date very tough or cool men. But yeah, I even think like when you get into sort of like the comics who are more like bro or incel, like I think those are just guys who would have written poetry in another,
Totally.
Raised in a different neighborhood or different family.
Yes, I think that the thing with poetry is it like requires you to be a lot more secure or like willing to put yourself out there in a different way than comedy. So yeah, like you can hide behind humor a lot. You can't really like hide in a poem.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's actually funny because I am a little like I'm pretty capable of being sentimental or like straightforward, and then I encounter a lot of these personalities that are like can't be serious, can't watch other people be serious, and I'm like, this is pathological.
Yes, totally. And it's very easy being in comedy to slip in that direction yourself. And then like I noticed that when I was writing the Fringe show. I was like, oh, I really have to like get comfortable again with being like sincere in a different way. Although I feel like my comedy is kind of sincere as well.
Do a good job, and it's interesting like how, because I find sometimes I can't say what something really was because I'm trying to be funny with it. And like, do you feel like you got better at that over time?
What do you mean?
Like I'm trying to come up with a punchline, so then I start moving away from like
the truth of
the
experience,
like
Yeah, I think that does come with skill. And like, yeah, it depends on your sort of process for writing too, you know? I would say like most of the time when I go into a joke, I don't have a punchline yet, you know, and that
Yeah.
kind of comes organically at some point or through intentional work on it.
Yeah.
And I think with any bit, so like including a personal bit or a storytelling bit, it's what I find really helpful is really getting very intentional with what is the premise of this joke. Like, what is this joke actually about at its core? What is like the thesis statement of this joke? Because the punchline will tie to that.
Yeah.
And so if your thesis statement of the joke is rooted in the honest experience of the joke, then you will write a punchline that goes with that.
Oh, I like that.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Do you do any teaching?
I have just started teaching some stand-up classes with Comedy Bar.
Nice.
And I've done some, like, I taught acting classes for kids before the pandemic. I worked with, like, a children's agency.
Do you like kids?
I do like kids. Yeah, I do like kids. Particularly certain ages of kids.
What age do you like?
I like when they're, like, 7. I like once they start being able to understand sarcasm, like, I'm really good. That's my real, like, sweet
What
spot.
about, like, how old are they when you're like, no more?
Like, when do they age out of that?
Yeah.
I don't know if they do. Like, when I was teaching those acting classes for kids, I specifically worked with ages 7 to 18.
Okay.
And anywhere in there is fine. And, like, you're going to handle kids a little bit different.
Yeah.
From if they're 7 versus if they're, like, 17.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good with those ages. And I'm not, like, I'm fine with the kids younger than that. I just don't enjoy them as much.
Yeah.
No offense.
Messier.
No offense, my nieces. My nieces I love, and they are below that age, and I love them, but I know them.
How many nieces do you have?
I have 2 nieces and a nephew.
Oh, so sweet.
And they're all genuinely the best. And super fun and cool. But
These are your sister's kids.
they're technically my cousin's kids,
Okay.
but I am their aunt.
Okay.
Like, my cousin and I are 2 months apart in age and grew up in the same house. Like, it was his basement apartment that I lived in. So, like, we are basically,
Yeah.
like, he is my brother for all intents and purposes. And his wife is my high school best friend.
No way.
Yeah, I set them up in grade 11. So, yeah, like, I am Aunt Tracy to their kids.
That's amazing.
And they are very special to me, and I love them so much.
I love that. But you'll love them even more once they're 7.
Well, I mean, I'll love their friends more.
Yeah.
You know, like, them I love instantly.
Yeah. But I think that is the thing. Like, everyone loves their own kids or, like, the kids in
I think
their
it's
life.
also about, like, knowing how to relate or engage with them. And I think I have gotten better with kids that are younger because of my nieces and my nephew.
You learn certain things about
Yeah, but, like, when I was a camp counselor, because obviously I was a camp counselor. Like, obviously I was a camp counselor at some point. I don't think, it's my...
Yeah, it's doing something weird.
Okay.
I feel like it'll come back.
All right. Let's see if it picks me back up again. But, yeah, obviously I was a camp counselor.
You do have a camp counselor vibe.
Yeah, I know. I very much do. Oh, there I am.
My sister and I will use that as a personality descriptor. You don't have it at the highest level, but, like, that's definitely in there.
I feel like there's tiers, and there's a level above camp counselor, which is musical theater kid.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not that.
No. I think I like people to have a touch of camp counselor in them. And I think it's because I do, but it goes along with, like, enthusiasm and, like, willingness to learn, to help, to try. And it's like, I don't know how you would be a creative person if you don't have a shot of that.
I know, and I feel like I meet a lot of people in comedy who aren't that, or are very, like, anti that, or who, like, every once in a while I'll pick up on a comic who I'm like, I feel like they're offended by my personality. Like, I feel like I am triggering them in some way.
Yeah, and I think it's like, yeah, it's like people who are mad at people for being happy or believing things might work out.
Like, I'm also miserable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all of those things. I'm a person. I'm a human person But you know what I mean? Like, I am a person, and I am, I am all of the things. And sometimes I'm miserable, and like, you can be miserable and positive and sunny at the same time.
Yeah. I think it's like their unwillingness to accept like duality and like the complexity in people. It's like,
yes, and that like,
we're
two
unhappy,
things can be
so
true at
we
the
should...
same time.
Sorry.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. But not for some people.
But not for some people.
Who are your favorite people to run into in comedy?
Oh, there's so many.
Like, just like types of people you love.
Types of people that I love. I love a really meticulous writer. Like, I love somebody who there's just no wasted space and it's just so tight and works on several levels, and like it makes me mad that I didn't write that. And then I love people who are kind of theatrical. Like, I like people who are able to confidently be very physical on stage or have an energy that I don't necessarily do,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, we're very blessed in Toronto, and there are so many people here who I learn so much from watching all the time.
Yes, for sure. Okay. So I feel like this is a good spot to end it. I want to give you a chance to plug. I guess we've talked about Human Person, but where would people find that?
Streaming everywhere,
I
wherever.
think I listen to it on Spotify.
Yep, it's on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever the other ones are. It's on all of them.
And you're Tracy Hamilton.
And I'm Tracy Hamilton, and my social media handle is @HamilTrace.
@HamilTrace.
Yeah.
Because I guess you don't.
Apparently, I'm not the only Tracy Hamilton, so. But HamilTrace is available on everything.
HamilTrace.
So I got really screwed with my website. I'm tracyhamilton.net.
Oh, man.
So I was like, I'm going to get a handle that nobody else is gonna. So yeah, @HamilTrace on everything.
Sweet. And any events upcoming we should know about?
Not really. I'll probably do my Fringe show again, so look out for that.
And just support Fringe in general.
Support Fringe in general. It's so great and so important, and supporting independent theater is great. And yeah, I will probably self-produce a run of my show in Toronto at some point, so people could keep an eye out for that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thanks, Kieran.